Welcome everyone. This is Arch Gabe. In this clip, I will talk about a federal statute of world communism, and that is the agenda of the system you vote for every 2 to 4 years. But before I talk about world communism, let's go back to understand the madness what's going on today. Let's go back to the International War of 1861, that is known as the so-called Civil War. All right. Now, in my other clips that I've done recently, the Section 2 of the 14th Amendment and also I exposed the US government as totalitarianism by using their own federal statute. I basically talk about the Reconstruction Act of 1867, but to understand about this federal statute of world communism, I really need to talk again about just real briefly about the International War of 1861. Okay. So the US, okay, and we talking about the federal, we're not talking about the several states, okay, folks? So I just want to make that clear at that point. Okay. So the US began its journey to conquest in 1861. Okay. Now, the South, the Southern nations, they fought for their sovereignty. They lost against the Northern aggression and the United States. Okay. Now, after the war of 1861, the United States continued their conquest out in the Western territories, killing off a lot of the native tribes. And these murderers, they unlawfully created states as, for example, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, for example, okay, and New Mexico. All right, this is an example. These states are these. None of these states never enter statehood, not properly. So, but and I think maybe I might do a clip on that just to get everybody to understand about these federal territories. So yeah, these are not actual real de jure states. And what I mean by de jure is the common law. Uh, this kind of gets a little technical, but I will put together a short clip on this topic. Okay. But I just wanted to give you, talk about for example, the United States began their conquest at that time period during the war. So after the war, again, when they continue out in the Western territories, uh, and also during the Reconstruction Act of 1867, that was put in place by Rump Congress and the slash radical red Republicans. They wanted to, like I said in my other clip, the South they didn't want to ratify the 14th Amendment because it violates the state and federal constitution. Okay, so uh, the Congress sent the U.S.Army to basically invaded the southern nations. Okay, all right, and put all the states into military occupation and putting the freemen of those southern states into military rule, confiscation of property, all that. And around that same time period, the federal again was expanding. The United States was going out in these western territories, killing off a lot of tribes. Um, all about again, it's all about getting the land. It's all about conquest. So a lot was going on between that time period, between 1861 and during the Reconstruction era. Um, a lot was going on. I guess, well, I didn't know any of this stuff going to school. Just wanted to share that because I mean, how many people know about the role of the Reconstruction or what really went down? Why did the United States kill off a lot of native tribes? I mean, there are a lot of groups I run across on social media over the years um, that posted some interesting stuff. Uh, It was just especially about Mount Rushmore. Uh, that was I saw a meme about that. I don't have the information in front of me, but I read the information about that, the truth behind Mount Rushmore, and it was truly amazing. Doesn't surprise me though, but I need to really research that to double check. But I'm pretty sure it's accurate. All right, so I just want to touch on the background of when the United States was, starting their little conquest. Uh, Recently I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he brought up this book. Um, it's called Manifest Destiny and the U.S. Westward Expansion. Now, I haven't purchased the book. I want to buy it, but if anybody's listening to this clip, look up that book. It's called Manifest Destiny and the U.S. Westward Expansion. Uh, Pretty much, uh, when I read a little bit so far about it, it pretty much tells you about the of how the industrialization came about in the Western states, how everything was created during that time period, and how this goes really deep. It's just basically kind of shares a little bit what I just told you about the far as how the United States continued, they started their conquest. So, all right, so I covered about the Reconstruction Act of 1867. Okay, that they again, the South was under military occupation, the 10 southern states, and in order to ratify the 14th Amendment by using these puppet governments, or that is military officers, okay, to create an insurgent system. All right. All right. So the 14th Amendment, what happened was that the 14th Amendment consolidated all the states, all the sovereign states into a corporate umbrella. Okay. That's basically that's how it went down. So, United States, I just want to share this, and I brought this up in my other clip. The United States is not a country, okay? The several states, uh, for example, Texas, obviously, a lot of people would know Texas is a country, okay? A lot of the several states, and even let's just say the original 13, for example, okay? The original 13, all those states are sovereign independent nations, okay? All right, so now I'm going to read the federal statute here of world communism. Now I'm going to put that in the description below. And I'm also going to put down the legal description of this system that is de facto. The legal description that is found in the Texas Supreme Court and the U.S. Supreme Court. All right, these are two cases. Uh, and then I'm going to put down this federal statute of world communism. So I'm going to read on. Okay, Title 8, okay, Section 110140 A, the term world communism means a revolutionary movement, the purpose of which is to establish eventually a communist totalitarian dictatorship in any or all the countries of the world through the medium of an internationally coordinated communist political movement. I'm like, this is right in their federal statute, folks. It's right there. Now my first clip in this channel, I did create it that I exposed this system, the U.S. government as totalitarianism. Okay, all right. From local to federal is totalitarianism. Whether you like it or not, it's what it is. Okay, that's what the 14th Amendment created. But I will say this: we have been under totalitarian rule since the Reconstruction Act. If you do the research and on the Reconstruction Act, how the people, the 10 southern states, was under military rule. Okay, confiscation of property. They was arrested. It was a lot of stuff gone down. And look what happened to the native tribes in these other Western territories. I mean, it's been unbelievable. I just wanted to put the background of that, what happened in that time period into this federal statute and what type of system we have, folks. Okay. This is the system that you voted for. Okay. I'll put it, I'll try to put it as extra clear as possible. Okay. It's not about the Democratic Party. It's not about the Republican Party. It is the entire political system that is not lawful. So when you vote for this system, you are basically supporting world communism. You are empowering a system that was inserted by force. This is not the Republican form of government. I said that in my last clip, one of my clips. I think it's the 14th Amendment, Section 2. Okay. This is not a Republican form of government, folks. Nobody from the inside of this unlawful system is going to do anything about it. The system that you think is broken and that you want to just keep voting to fix it is not broken at all, folks. It is working exactly by design to enslave you, folks. Okay, to enslave you under a statutory system. Okay, and you are giving your power to them, and you are supporting world communism. I just feel like I just need to read a statute again. Actually, I just want to read this part here. The purpose of which is to establish eventually a communist totalitarian dictatorship in any or all the countries of the world, folks, through the medium of internationally coordinated communist political movement. You see, the US continues this conquest around the world to shove their so called democracy, which is really communism, folks. Okay. Um, I'm going to read a definition of federal statute just in case somebody out there doesn't understand about that. Just give me 1 second. I just want to look. Okay, federal statute. I have to look it up just to read it exactly what I see it. And it's right here in the guide in the. If you just look it up, it's in a government website. Okay, statute, also known as acts, are laws passed by a legislator. So this federal statute, folks, is in play right now. World communism, you know. And it's going to bring up my next part of this clip is for example, the U.S. military. U.S. military, we have around, I say, maybe 200, 300 military bases. I looked it up a while ago. I don't have the information in front of me, but if anyone out there look, you could just do the research. But we have roughly around 2 to 300 military bases around the world. I mean, why the heck we have these many military bases? Or why do we have a military bases to occupy the country overseas in the first place? I mean, we're not supposed to even have a standing army. I'm going to do a clip mainly solely on the U.S. military, but I want to reason why I bring up the military because this supports the topic of world communism. You see, a lot of people out there understand that the U.S. military is acting as the world's police. Now, I know whoever's listening, this will conflict with your political ideology. I will just say the conservatives, okay? Because you just you're brainwashed, just like the liberals and just like the libertarians. Just honestly, you are brainwashed according to what the system wants you to think. So the thing is that the men and women that's out there sacrificing their lives with this colorful idea to defend our freedom. Now, you have to think logically, how is that you're defending our freedom while we're under totalitarian rule since the Reconstruction Act? You see, Most of our men and women out there, I'll say a good number of them, maybe 9 out of 10, I'll bet on that. They don't know any of the stuff that I just shared. In fact, they don't even know what type of system we have, just like the masses out in the states. Whether you're in the military or not, a large number of people don't know what type of system we have. I mean, that's why people go and vote, because you believe that the system is broken. And if I just vote for the right person, that maybe make my life better. But that's an illusion. So our men and women are sacrificing their lives for a huge lie. They're basically pawns for world communism. You know, if the sad part about a lot of this too is a lot of it's sad. Just to see people gone through so much in the military. And I've spoken to a lot of people that's currently in the military and that used to be in the military, and I share some of this information. And a lot of people, depends who, are they don't welcome this kind of information. It's very hard. I really thought people in the military, for the most part, have a thick skin. A thick skin as far as information or whatever. But people in the military are just as sensitive as anybody else. I don't care how hard or how tough you are, you're just as emotional as anybody else out there. And I realized that's like, wow, they just can't. A lot of people that's in the military and outside the military, a lot, not all, cannot handle this information. The thing is that whether you can't handle the information or not, the truth is the truth. The U.S. military is working for the totalitarian party. You are part of a system that's not even constitutional, and you being used for world communism. What is the intel? Anyone that's out in the military, what is your intel when you go out? You get an assignment to go to invade a country for whatever reason. For example, what is your intel? You get it from your superior officer, then your superior officer get from the high ranks. But let's just say the high ranks. You see, the high ranks and the people in office are usurpers. Now, if you're asking, like, what is a usurper? I'll put the definition of usurper in the description. Okay, folks? Um, so, if anyone, like, let's say anyone out there just sign up in the military and you're a private, for the most part, well, if you're a private or a sergeant, for example, it doesn't matter. But the military, from my observation and talking to people that's in the military and used to be in the military, how the military works is that they departmentalize people there. So if you're a private, you only following orders and basically working with that unit that you're in. You don't have the whole picture why you're in that country. I mean, what is your source of information? Why you're there? You give into a propaganda why you have to go to a country to invade a country, right? Let's just face the facts. You're invading, bombing a country, killing people, and those people are defending their country. They have every right to, but you out there for a paycheck. I'll again. I'm going to do a clip mainly on the military, but I have to. I just feel like it's important to bring this up in this topic here. Um, so you're there. You have this colorful idea about defending your freedom, but you're not free because the system. See, when you're back home, the system dictates how you live. You have to ask permission to do anything in this system. So tell me, how are you free? This is what I tell people, anybody out there. If any form of government dictates how you live, that is a clear indication that you are not free. It doesn't take you don't have to have a bachelor's degree or whatever formal education to figure that out, folks. I try to put things in simplest form with people because I understand the system brainwash us entirely into a point that we're so emotional we can't think things clear. We don't have a we just it's very hard for a lot of people to think things clear because a lot of people are defensive from my observation. They're defensive and they don't want to rattle the narrative that's been placed on them because they feel safe somehow, whatever. But the thing is that the people in the military, especially in the military, they need to know this information. Okay, they need to know that there are basically, well, they are whether you're in the military or not, you supporting the system is treason. I covered that in Section 2 of the 14th Amendment clip. It's treason to participate in the system. You are committed treason against the Republic, the laws of the original system that's still in place. Um, so the thing is that most people that sign up in the military, they don't know the laws. They don't know what type of system they're working for. They're being lied to on so many directions, and it's so frustrating. It really is. And another thing too is that you're fighting for a country that does not exist. The United States, folks, is not a country. Okay, it's a federal corporation. Now, I will do a clip mainly. I'll probably do a clip on that. I have lots of clips. I'm trying to put together a list of clips. Which clip I'm gonna do next, but I don't know. I'm juggling with a lot of things here. But anyway, so to go back with this, folks, you're sacrificing your life for a country that don't exist. So your state is a country. See, my birth country is New York. Okay, the information is there. It's been hidden. We've been lied to through the education system, private or public school. So, you know, it's very important. Anyone that's listening to this clip, it's very important to talk to someone that's in the military, your loved ones, friends. Let them know what they're dealing with. The real enemy, folks, is in our home, in our homeland. That's the real enemy. The real enemy is the system, local to federal. That is the enemy. And I'm going to say this, folks. Anyone that's in the military, this is not anything, this is not like a personal attack. I'm just pointing things out of how it's basically it's the facts here. But I will put it like this. This is not anything a personal attack against anyone that's in the military. I'm just stating that I already identified what the system is by the own statute. And also I wanted to say this before I continue. I wanted to say now, okay, I have a link in my comment section to read more about the system. So anybody in uniform, anybody in uniform, you are working for the system, just for the enemy now, and you are the enemy as well. You are. The same goes for the Gestapos, also known as policy enforcers. Okay, they are the enemy against the people. But it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Now I know people that join the military. They have good intentions to. They wanted to protect their family and countrymen and all that. That's great. I just want to let you know that you've been lied to, and the truth needs to get out, regardless how hard it is. Uh, you know, and I do my best to understand why people in the military mainly don't want to accept this because they feel, from what I believe, they think that I'm taking away what they've gone through, their experience. I'm not taking away whatever you went through, especially those that used to be in the military. Whatever you've gone through in the battlefield, I'm not trying to take that away from you. I deep down, I feel that what's right is that you deserve to know the truth. Before you pass on to this world, you need to know that at least know the truth. You deserve it. I think the people, and anybody in the military, deserve to know the truth. Even the people in law enforcement, they need to know the truth. Everybody has the right to know. You know, uh, and the reason why he said the ones that wear a uniform, they're the enemy because you basically, well, let's talk about your role. You are working for a system that their agenda is world communism that violates the laws of our state and federal constitution, okay, and other laws. And that's the bottom line, you know. And also, the military has been used against the people, the citizens here in the states. Oh yes, yes. I don't want to go too. I'm as you know, as I do these clips, I have so many ideas pop up in my head, and I know I say that a lot that I'm going to do a clip on whatever topic, but ideas just come up, and I think it's good. I really like doing these clips because again, ideas comes up, but I'm just wanted to do these clips for again to another way of getting the word out and for people to educate themselves. Uh, you know, it's not going to go away the problem unless people take action. And that action is to educate yourself. You're going to have to educate yourself, folks. You're going to have to put away the narrative that's been fed to you all these years. You're going to have to be open minded, folks. You've been lied to. You have been lied to. I'm not going to stop talking about this. I'll keep sharing it. If people feathers are ruffled, good. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat this information. Absolutely not. So I think I come close to an end here. I think I just cover a lot of ground here. So yeah, this clip is and all the clips that I have so far is very important for everybody to listen and if you share, share the clip with everybody. People if they want to accept this kind of information, that's up to them. If they, I think sometimes not everybody's ready for this kind of information. But I have to just continue to share, regardless people are ready or not. It just needs to be told, far and wide. It needs to be told, and it's just it's all about empowering ourselves. It's up to us. It's up to us. You know, nobody's not going to come and save us but ourselves. So we're all ignorant of the truth. All of us. We're all ignorant of the truth. It's about once you know the truth, what are you going to do now? That's the part. See, what are you going to do? You know? All right, folks. Hey, click like. If you like this, great. I appreciate if you like the clip and subscribe. It's about the algorithm, just to get this channel out to reach out to more people. And don't know don't know the next topic that I'm going to discuss, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be interesting, just like this one. So, thank you so much for stopping by, and until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.